What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be pretty quick. It's going to be probably about 3 to 4 minutes, but I wanted to run through the entire arsenal that PhatPak baits has. They have many baits, a lot of finesse baits. We are coming out with new baits. We're very excited to announce a couple of the baits that we're going to be coming out with, but I am going to be showing you guys every single bait that you could purchase from them that is on their website currently as we speak. Also, you guys can go on their website, use SW Fishing 101 for a 20% discount, save you guys a little bit of money at checkout. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, so traditionally almost every single person has a Senko. Senkos are versatile in so many ways. You can fish them wacky rig, weightless Texas, weighted Texas, you can flip them, you can throw a Nico rig on them. They are so versatile and they catch fish just about anywhere in the country, and they could catch any style of fish that you want. So they are a phenomenal bait. And so this is going to be the PhatPak's PhatPak, and this thing absolutely slays. This specific color is a watermelon slice. It is very intriguing because the color is a little bit green, but it's also just a little bit brown. I want to take it out and show you guys it real fast. It's very interesting. The coloration on it is kind of translucent, but also dark enough to where if you're fishing murky water, it is definitely going to pop up with that nice contrast. You can see the lightness and how nice it moves. It is super flexible, very durable. You could get anywhere from 5 to 6 fish off of each bait before it even slightly tears. So they're very durable and they have great movement. As you can see, I'm slightly moving and each end is still wobbling like crazy. These baits will catch you fish 100%. Make sure to check out the PhatPak. Another great thing about the PhatPaks is that he has about 10 to 12 colors in them, and I have the watermelon slice because that color slays. Obviously, you got to get the traditional white. The traditional white is always a great color, and then you can never go wrong with the green pumpkin, blue flake. That is one of my favorite colors also when it comes to using any sort of Senko. The next bait that we're going to be talking about is going to be a little bit bigger worm. It's their 6-inch worm. It is called the Slinky worm. You can fish this worm on a drop shot. You can fish it on a Nico rig. You can fish it on a shaky head. I mean, this bait will catch you fish just about anywhere. And honestly, this style of bait is what catches me all my fish over at Saguaro. And for a lot of people that know, Saguaro can be a pretty tough lake, especially if you're not very good at fishing it like I am. But whenever I use a Slinky worm, I can always get a bite. And right here, this is going to be the Slinky worm. It is a 6-inch finesse worm. You can fish this thing, like I said, on a shaky head, a drop shot, a Nico rig. And the great thing about all the baits that PhatPak makes is that they all float. So this worm is going to be perfectly aligned in that water column, just slightly moving up and down, looking super finesse. So intriguing for a fish that it's going to come up, it's going to whack it, and it's not going to be able to resist a 6-inch worm, especially during the summer, because those bass, they want an easy meal, but they want a big meal. And what's easier than a 6-inch trick worm? Can never go wrong with it, guys. You cannot go wrong with it. I have multiple colors of the Slinky worm. Like I said, this is a green pumpkin, purple flake. I also have a green pumpkin, blue flake right here. And I also have the purple nurple. That is hands down one of my favorite colors for Saguaro. For some reason, for me personally, purple slays fish in Saguaro, Canyon, Bartlett, etc. Purple, I think, just works really good anywhere in the Southwest. The next bait that PhatPak sells is a phenomenal bait. They sell one in a 3.8-inch and also a 2.8-inch. These baits slay. You can fish them in the canal, creek, rivers, lakes, doesn't matter. You can catch fish on them, and they're so versatile because you can fish them on a bladed jig. You can fish them even on a normal jig, dragging it on the bottom, kind of popping it along. You can swim it straight in. You throw it on a spinner bait, and everybody knows how versatile these baits are, and that is a basic paddle tail swim bait. This specific one is going to be a 3.8-inch. They come in a 10-pack. I'll go through at the end of this on the number counts for each pack that PhatPak sells these, but this specific one, the 3.8-inch fast swimmer, comes in a 10-pack. This right here is the Sexy Shad color, and you guys know Sexy Shad, you cannot go wrong with this specific color anywhere in the country. Clean water, even murky water, it's gonna flash just a little bit, but with that thumping tail going behind there, those fish cannot resist it. This is a 3.8-inch. I freaking slay in the canals and all the lakes with the fast swimmers. You cannot go wrong with them. They will catch you fish. I'm gonna show you guys real fast a 2.8-inch. These are phenomenal if you are an urban fisherman and you don't have the ability to go out to the lakes as much as other people do, because I mean, sometimes you have no choice. Gas is expensive right now. Sometimes all you can afford is going down to the canal, tossing around a couple baits, seeing what you can catch. And the great thing is, with this specific color, it matches up perfectly in the canal systems. It looks like a little bass. It could resemble a little carp. You can also use any sort of pearl color in this specific fat swimmer, and that is going to resemble a little tilapia. But I'm telling you guys, this yellow perch color is going to catch you guys some fish. But this is the 2.8 inch fast swimmer right here, and the 2.8 inch fast swimmers come in a 15 pack, so you get a little bit more for the same amount of money, and pretty phenomenal bait. It moves really good in the water, and you guys will not regret purchasing those. Now the next bait of choice is probably my personal favorite out of all the baits on PhatPak's line, and that is the 2.8 inch Beastie Bug Jr. It is a micro craw. This thing slays. You can fish it on a Texas rig, you can fish on a Nico rig, you can throw it on a small jig, you can drag it on the bottom with a wobble head. It is absolutely phenomenal. It's very versatile. You can fish it with a Ned rig because it's small enough. Those pinchers are always sticking up in the water column, and everybody knows if the pinchers are sticking up, the bass see that as a defense mechanism, and it just makes a bass go crazy. This specific color is Pick Your Poison. It's kind of like an Okeechobee craw color. It's phenomenal. You got the green pumpkin up top, then you got that blue on the bottom. It hands down catches fish. I'm about to show you guys my favorite color in the Beastie Bug Jr., and it is definitely one of PhatPak's top sellers, and for good reasons. It is such a natural looking craw, and that is the natural brown craw. You got that green pumpkin up top, then you got kind of that milky white bottom, and that can resemble a shad. It can resemble any sort of craw or anything like that. And if you can resemble shad or a craw in any sort of body of water here in Arizona or anywhere in the country, you're gonna catch some fish, and that's why this little bait hands down catches fish. And as you guys could tell, I got many more natural brown craws because they are hands down my favorite color. I get the 20 pack every single time I go through PhatPak baits because they just flat out catch fish. And the great thing about PhatPaks is I have caught fish on every single lure that I am showing you guys, and you guys know, if you watch the channel, that I fish with PhatPaks pretty exclusively. I very rarely diverge from his baits, unless I'm fishing like a hard bait like a lipless crank or something like that, or a wired bait like a spinner bait or buzz bait. But when it comes to soft plastics, I pretty much only fish his stuff. And so for all the proof you guys need, go check out all the videos down below, and you guys can see all of the videos where I am slaying fish, whether it is the Beastie Bug, whether it's the Slinky worm, the thin worm, the Drunken Shad. It does not matter. I catch fish on all of his baits. It is absolutely incredible. Now the next bait that I'm going to be showing you guys is actually a newer bait by PhatPaks. This bait is called the Little Bat. It is going to be his Ned rig bait. It's very finesse, and a lot of people are freaking slaying on these little tiny little bats. Check this little sucker out right here. It resembles a little bass, little shad phenomenally. I mean, look at that. With the speckle inside it, the kind of silverish bottom, bounce this thing along the bottom. It looks like a dying, injured bait fish. You could drag it. You could fish this thing many ways. You could throw it on a finesse jig, and you could catch a lot of fish on it as well. And I'm barely moving my hand. Try not to. Let's see. But you could see the movement of it. All it is that slight tickle tail just slightly moving, and that right there is what gets those bass aggressive, and that's what gets the bass wanting to chew on the lure. So this specific color is going to be the Emerald Shad. It is a phenomenal color. This is actually a new color that he just came out with, so absolutely phenomenal. We also have the Mud Bug, and it kind of resembles a PB&J. So if you guys really like fishing PB&J, this is probably going to be the closest color to PB&J that he currently has, until he actually makes a PB&J color. Pretty wicked. It's very natural looking. It looks like a craw on the bottom, so it obviously resembles a bait fish, a craw, a leech, whatever is in your waters. It can resemble exactly what you have. So that is the Little Bat, and if you guys ever go to Copper State, make sure to check out PhatPaks because they are now officially in Copper State Tackle, and it is a phenomenal tackle store. So even if you just want to go there to check out Copper State, check them out because they are a phenomenal store, and they have a lot of really cool product. They got JDM product, they got natural product like X-Zone Lures, Berkeley, stuff like that. But then they also have a lot of hometown product like PhatPak baits, like Jerk It, like 5150, stuff like that. So they kind of help out everyone across the board. They are really good tackle shop friendly people, and they'll help you out with whatever you guys need inside that store. So check them out. The next bait that I'm going to be talking about is going to be the thin worm. The thin worm is a phenomenal bait. It is super finesse. It is going to be his 6-inch finesse worm. Check this little sucker out right here. This is the purple pumpkin eater. If you guys check out one of my previous videos, maybe I'll put the clip in this video toward the end, but this is the worm that I caught my official lake PB on. Now granted, my lake PB, I know it's not as big as many people's, but it was a 6.1 pounder, which is a ginormous bass for me, and I caught that sucker over at Saguaro Lake, and this is a phenomenal color right here. Purple pumpkin eater. You cannot go wrong with it. Very natural looking. He's also got Morning Dawn. He's got all the traditional colors for all the worms. Like I said, Morning Dawn, purple pumpkin eater. He's got PB&J. He's got green pumpkin, watermelon red, watermelon candy, all of the traditional. So if you guys really like those colors, you guys can go give those a shot. One thing that I really like about PhatPak baits is that his scent is totally different than anybody else's. 5150s is very heavy garlic scent. Other companies have kind of a, I don't know, it smells like dog food to me. It's really weird. Every company has their own scent. I like PhatPak baits only because it covers shad, craw, and leech. It's a combination of all three, and me personally, before I fished with PhatPak baits, I noticed that I was catching fish, I was getting bit, but I noticed because of the scent, I am getting more bites, more hookups, and the fish are actually inhaling the bait a lot more. I mean, every time I pull up a fish, it's almost as if they are trying to absolutely destroy the bait because it is way down their throat and they're hammering it. So it's really awesome. So in my opinion, that is one major plus that PhatPak has against other companies in the Phoenix metropolitan area, or maybe even anywhere in the Southwest. If you guys go through any sort of smaller purveyor or anything like that, I mean, he has phenomenal scent, and I think that is a big help when catching fish with his lures. The next thing is his Drunken Shad. So everybody likes to fish with a fluke. If you guys ever fish the Salt River is probably one of the best areas that you can use a fluke. And this is going to be his fluke right here. This is a smoked shad color right here. So super natural shad imitation. You can rig this thing weighted. You can rig it weedless, weightless. Shoot. I'm a weird fisherman. I've even thrown these things on shaky heads before and caught plenty of fish on them, dragging it on the bottom because it looks like an injured dying bait fish. I've even thrown a 3/0 EWG hook on here and fished these suckers on a drop shot and caught plenty of fish doing that as well. So these baits are all gonna catch you guys fish. He's got the smoked shad color right here in the Drunken Shad. He has also got the traditional white that anybody would use. Traditional white flukes absolutely slay in just about any sort of water clarity. And last but not least, this is one of my favorite colors. This is the yellow perch because in my opinion it resembles bluegills in any sort of urban setting or even out at the lakes. One of my favorite colors, hands down, guys. Do not underestimate that kind of greenish yellowish hue. They freaking slay. So those are going to be all of the soft plastics that PhatPak Baits has in his line. Currently we are working on a 4-inch craw right now. We actually have the prototype in hand, so I'm going to be taking that sucker out, trying to fish with this, see if it works well, see what we have to do to work on it. But we're going to be coming out with that very soon, so stay tuned with that. Also, if you guys are interested, PhatPak is going to be doing a giveaway. We're going to be doing a massive giveaway when it comes to Senkos, probably a cinnamon color or the color of your guys' choice, and it's going to be a 250 count, so you guys are going to get a ton of Senkos. So if you guys are interested in that, I am going to have a post on my Instagram. We are also going to have a post on PhatPak's Instagram. So if you guys are interested, please go follow PhatPak's Instagram right now. It'll be linked below. Also, if you guys are interested, come follow me on my Instagram. I greatly appreciate it, but this video is designated toward PhatPak and trying to help out small businesses. You gotta help out small businesses in today's society. I know it's tough because Bass Pro, Cabela, Sportsman, they're just so convenient, but if you have the ability to go into Liar's Corner or Phoenix Fishing or Copper State, you gotta help those guys out before you help out the big guys, because the big guys will run those small guys out of town real quick. So always try to help out small businesses, small companies trying to make it into the fishing society that we have today. Because fishing is a tight niche group and we got to stick together. I mean, let's be real, we have to stick together. You can't always go corporate, and so some companies just don't have the ability to go corporate. So always try to help out small companies. It's a big thing that I really believe in, and that is why I really stick with PhatPak baits. I really believe in its baits. I've caught fish on every single plastic that I've shown you today, and some I have slayed on. That BC Bug Jr., guys, you gotta check that out. That thing is going to catch you a ton of fish. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. This was much longer than I even expected it to be, but I am very adamant that if you guys purchase a bag of baits from PhatPak Baits, you guys are not going to regret it, even if you just purchase one. Also, if you guys want to save a little bit of cash, just like I said in the beginning of the video, use SW Fishing 101 in the promo code to save you a little bit of cash at checkout. But in the meantime, hope you guys enjoy the video. Please make sure to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification. We'll see you guys next time on Southwest Fishing.